President Biden snaps at a reporter during a press conference today after a pretty simple question about the Taliban was asked by John Decker of Gray Television. Now, I'm going to go back through this, but I want you to tell me if you thought the question was fair and what you thought of President Biden's response. First, the U.S. is about to withdraw all U.S. forces out of Afghanistan. So obviously, this is a major issue worth asking questions about. Now to all the reporters who had many questions for Biden, and Biden, who seems to get prickled by any sort of negativity that surrounds any questions headed in his direction. Here he goes.
Is the Taliban takeover of Afghanistan now inevitable?
No, it is not. Because you have the Afghan troops have 300,000 well-equipped as any army in the world, and an air force.
All right, so he's now saying that there is a chance that the Afghans will be able to defend themselves and there won't be the inevitable Taliban takeover. And people are a little skeptical of this because every single deal we've ever made with the Taliban has ended up as egg on our face. And the questions continue as this rolls on.
Against something like 75,000 Taliban. It is not inevitable.
Do you trust the Taliban, Mr. President? Do you trust the Taliban, sir?
Is that a serious question?
It's absolutely a serious question. Do you trust the Taliban?
No, I do not.
The country to the Taliban.
No, I do not trust the Taliban.
So why are you handing the country over?
So he just kind of stares into space here for a second as all these other journalists in the robble moment try to get their question in. But you could tell it got to him. This is how Biden works. Let's take this apart a little bit. He heard that question. He didn't like it. He bristled at the idea that somebody would ask him this question. And then instead of answering any of the other reporters' questions, he focused like a tractor beam on the one that he just answered. And he goes back to it.
Is the U.S. responsible for the deaths that happen to Afghans after you leave?
Mr. President, will you amplify that question, please? Will you amplify your answer, please, why you don't trust the Taliban?
It's a silly question. Do I trust the Taliban? No. But
there he goes. Do I trust the Taliban? No, he says aggressively. And he is frustrated with this reporter for sure. But is it a fair question? Let me know in the comments.
It's a silly question. Do I trust the Taliban? No. But I trust the capacity of the Afghan military, who is better trained, better equipped, and more competent in terms of conducting war. Yes, ma'am.
So there he goes, and he was not happy with John Decker's question there. Now, why would John Decker be asking this question? Well, here's a deal that the United States signed with the Taliban, and it says, among many other things, that the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan reaffirms its continued commitment not to cooperate with or permit international terrorist groups or individuals to recruit, train, raise funds, transit Afghanistan, or misuse its internationally recognized travel documents, or conduct other support activities in Afghanistan, and will not host them. They go on. The United States reaffirms its commitments regarding support for the Afghan security forces. This is a deal signed with the Afghan security forces and the Taliban. And they're wondering if they believe that the Taliban will hold up to their end of the deal. It makes it a fair question for John Decker to ask. This is John Decker right here. He is an American journalist. He used to work for Fox News Radio. He now works for Gray Television, and he's also was a White House correspondent for SiriusXM's White House Insider program. Mediaite says Biden incensed by a reporter who asked if he trusts the Taliban. It's a silly question, he said, and you heard that in that video. President Biden became visibly irritated when Gray Television White House correspondent John Decker asked if he trusts the Taliban at a Thursday press briefing. Biden gave an update on the rapid withdrawal of United States troops from Afghanistan on Thursday as the Taliban continues to make advances that increase the risk of greater warfare within the country. So deals aside, whether or not you believe them or not is an important question. Whether or not you trust them is also very important.
Answer, please, why you don't trust the Taliban?
It's a silly question. Do I trust the Taliban? No.
Is it a silly question? Let me know in the comments, or if you think President Biden overreacted to the question from this particular reporter. If you enjoyed this video and you want to spread the word, hit that share button to share this with your friends and get their insight on this video. If you're new around here, Facebook.com/The News Junkie, hit the follow button. You're going to get videos just like this every single day. And over on YouTube.com/The News Junkie, hit subscribe. I appreciate you watching this. As always, thanks again, and we'll talk to you real soon.